Hello students, I will be uploading a small video about how to make the ray diagram. Basically in your class, in the class 10, we are studying two types of mirror. That is the plane mirror and another is spherical mirror. In the spherical mirror, we are having two types again. These are the broad division. One is concave and another is convex. These are the spherical mirrors. Now convex, these are spherical. So suppose if I assume a sphere now, okay, now suppose this is a sphere whose radius is r, and if the reflecting part is inward, and suppose this is the back side of the mirror, then this shape is concave, means the reflecting is inward and the back side is outward. Okay, now if I remove it, this is a concave mirror. Okay, then here similarly for the convex also, the only difference lies here in the shape only. Now suppose, let me consider this part. Okay, radius. Now if the reflecting part is bulged out, suppose the bulged out part, outward part, is the reflecting face, while this is the back side of the mirror, then this is a convex mirror. Now I'm removing this part. So this is a part of a sphere. Now suppose this is the radius. Then we are having some of the terms like radius. Where it meets is called the pole. The center is known as the center of curvature. And when we extend the line PO axis, this is the principal axis. The same will be true even for the convex mirror also. The center of the sphere, this is the center of curvature, this is the radius of curvature, and where it meets up the mirror, this is the pole. And if we extend this axis, this is the principal axis. So these are the things you need to remember. Now we are going to study separately about the concave and convex. So let me make it okay. Now coming about the concave mirror, I will be making concave mirror in a broader way. Suppose here is a concave mirror. Actually you have to use the protector to make the concave surface. Then right in the middle of the mirror, you have to extend an axis. This is the principal axis. Then somewhere at a point, you can choose, it's up to you, we can choose this as a center of curvature. Okay, then this is the pole. Now right in the middle of P and O, that is the midpoint, we need to consider something called a focus. Okay, these are the things. Now depending upon where, being the spherical mirror, depending upon where the object is, the images will be different, unlike the plane mirror. In the plane mirror, always the image is same as that of the object. But in a spherical mirror, because of the shape, sometimes the object's image will look smaller, bigger, thicker, thinner, magnified. So it will depend upon the situation. So how the images are formed. For knowing how the images will be formed, we have to obey rules. there are 3 rules: 1, 2 and 3. Of the 3 rules, you have to apply just the 2 rules. Okay, now I'll simply say about the rules. If a line is parallel to the principal axis, then after striking the mirror, it should pass through the focus. That is the rule number 1. This is the incident ray. After striking the mirror, it should pass through the focus. Rule number 1. Okay. Now coming about the rule number 2. I'm removing this one. I'll talk about the rule number 2. Okay. Rule number 2, it says, if the incident line passes through the focus, then strikes the mirror, then after reflection, it should be parallel to the principal axis, just the opposite way around. That means if the incident light is passing through the focus, then meeting the mirror, then after reflection, it should be parallel to the principal axis. This is rule number 2. Rule number 3. Rule number 3, it says, that if the light is passing through the center of curvature, then strikes the mirror, then it will simply bounce back. Okay, these 3 rules we have to keep into our mind. You can see the textbook to know about the rules in detail. So all these rules, one thing, all these rules obeys the laws of reflection. It is the basis of how these rules have come. The basis is law of reflection. Okay, let me just tell you law of reflection, that always the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. Always it happens. Now in this case, when the incident light is, striking the mirror, at this case the angle of incidence is 0, then what should be the angle of reflection? It should be 0. So what is the only possibility? Bouncing back. Okay, now even if a light is parallel, okay, let me repeat it. This is the focus, right? Like coming about the rule number 1, incident ray. Now in angle of incidence, which will be the angle of incidence? Give me a moment. Angle of incidence at this point will be what? This is the normal, right? This is a normal. Then if this angle is I, then the reflection should be, as the focus is right in the middle, it should pass. Then only I can be equal to R. Okay, this angle is 30 degree. Then after passing through the focus, then only through the normal, that angle can be 30 degree. I hope we are clear with it. The same thing even for 2, even for 2. The basis is just the law of reflection.